I'm Sunu Alex. I work with RAC Minerals and Metals in the capacity of manager metal trading. And unfortunately, Mr. Naman Kumar could not make it for reasons of a sudden health condition. We take this opportunity to thank Terrapin for giving us this opportunity to speak in front of this very eminent audience. Let me start with introducing RAC Minerals and Metals Investments. RAC Minerals and Metals Investments is a joint venture between the Russell Khaimah government, represented by RAC Ceramics, and Trimix International. RAC Ceramics, as we all know, is a USD $800 million global conglomerate and a leading ceramics manufacturer in the world. Trimix International is based in UAE and has a 25-year existence in the UAE itself and has branches all over and businesses all over, including businesses in Indonesia, businesses in UAE, and it has strong synergies with RAC Ceramics in the fact that it is a leading minerals and mining processing and shipping and trading conglomerate with strong operational capabilities and extensive know-how in mining and logistics and mining-related infrastructure. RMMI was started in 2007 and was an anchor to the RAC government's minerals and metals strategy to cater to its industrialization requirements and energy security. Basically, it was a 3C strategy to develop copper, coal, and ceramic resources worldwide. RMMI, on its part, has invested and has identified significant resources, significant opportunities in Armenia and Democratic Republic of Congo, primarily in the mining and processing of gold, copper, molybdenum, and cobalt, and has extensive exploration and exploitation programs for both these regions. What is RMI's investment rationale? I'm very sure Patrick, who was speaking before me, said about the importance of growing organically, starting from greenfield projects. Even we believe in the same objective. RMI invests in greenfield explorations, and it's a belief that the best way forward for mining entities is to explore resources in locations which are less explored and which offer a great potential for new discoveries. In fact, in the slide, you can see a small sapling. Well, we believe that our exploration program is like the sapling, where we find real value in the resources that we nurture from inception. And RMI's investments in Armenia and DRC, they fall under the underexplored category for potential base metals and precious metal resources. Greenfield explorations, as we all know, ensures an operational flexibility and resource optimization. Now, some of the criteria that RMI emphasizes when we go in for an investment, and with the aim of being a major player in the global metal space in the future, what we definitely look for is the investment climate of that particular country, the technical feasibility, the infrastructure and logistics, the information availability, a repository of good maps, good geological maps, map archives and literature, skilled manpower resources in exploration and mining sector, tax laws, labor laws, and tax reforms, if any, and procedures on the extent of repatriation of profits and mined resources. Now, I would like to just speak on some of the investments that we made based on those criterion. We invested in Armenia. It's the South Caucasus, south of Russia, and bordered by Iran, Georgia, and Turkey. What we have shown you is some of the deposits, some of the permits deposits that we are operational in. We are operational in the north, the northeast, and the south, and we have an office in Yerevan, which is the capital of Armenia. Now, why we have invested in Armenia is because Armenia's economy produced a 12% annual GDP growth in the mid and late 2000s, before, of course, the slowdown happened and all the countries were affected by the slowdown. Armenia has an equitable tariff policy, and foreign entities can own up to 100% of the companies. Profits can be repatriated without restriction. There's an abundant availability of hands-on skill, manpower, and with an abundant knowledge of the local geology. In fact, we have had instances where some of our geologists in Armenia were able to locate old boreholes that were drilled in the Soviet era, where GPS systems could not. So we believe that our geologists in Armenia, because of their abundant knowledge of the geology, are great assets for us, and we believe in our human assets. Armenia has a very well-maintained archive of geological maps and literature, right from the 1940s, when Soviet exploration, when Armenia was a part of the Soviet Union, and there's been extensive exploration programs done in that era. Those literatures are available in Armenia. RMI, on its part, has undertaken an exploration program. We have drilled up to 2011, as I speak now, around 9,000 meters of diamond drilling. And we have done drilling in all parts of Armenia, the northeast deposits, the north and the south deposits. What we have found is that of course, these are initial stages of exploration, and we have come across some good intercepts of gold at around 4 grams per ton and silver at around 32 grams per ton. Notwithstanding that, RMI is in the process of exploring primarily for copper, moly, and gold throughout its deposits. Now, this is a brief snapshot of what we have found there. Maybe even it's just a basic summary of some of the results that we have got there. You can see in one of the geological sampling that is present there, we have values of gold at around 2 grams per ton and 9.5. Of course, these are unexplored territory. It's going to go for further exploration, and this is just the initial part of the exploration program. And we have also given you some pictures of the activity that we are doing there. We are doing diamond drilling in a place called Copper Mountain, which is in North Armenia. We have got good resources. We've seen good intercepts of chalcopyrite there in North Armenia. And also, the old adits that were there of the Soviet era, we have found good malachite. We are continuing with our exploration program, the diamond drilling program, even now there. Our next investment is in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is one of the major resource potential for base metal and precious metals, base metals primarily. What we have there is 2 companies. We have a company called Katanga Minerals Processing and another company called Premier Minière du Katanga. We have a total of around 2,400 square kilometers of permits. We have 8 copper cobalt research permits in Katanga, which covers around 860 square kilometers. We have good assets there in terms of we've got a vertically integrated copper operation there. We have copper concentrator plant for beneficiation of copper from 4 to 5% to 25%. And we have a copper smelter for production of blister copper at 90%. We can produce up to 10,000 tons of blister copper per annum. In Premier du Katanga, we have 16 copper cobalt research permits in Katanga region of Congo, covering 1,950 square kilometers. 10 of the 16 are in the Lufilian Arc, which has the highest potential, which has been prospected for having the highest potential of copper cobalt mining. Katanga region is estimated to have around 50% of the global cobalt and 10% of the global copper resources. What makes DRC interesting is the potential for a very low cost of production and the fact that it is estimated to hold around 10% of the world's copper resources. We are continuing our exploration program in DRC, and we are very sure that we will come across good areas and good mining prospects in the future. Now, I would like to come on the opportunities for regional and global investors in the MENA region, and why in the MENA region. Also, MENA region, primarily power is very important, and power generation is expected to grow at around 7 to 8% per year, essential for mining and manufacturing industry. Many of the countries in the MENA region are investing very heavily into power. We have the UAE government, which recently mentioned that they are going to invest into nuclear power and thermal power to meet the increased demand for future. And I'm very sure this demand is also going to be translated to new industrial developments in this region. Many of the MENA players are investing in strategic raw materials in copper, zinc, moly, aluminum, essential for industrial growth and self-sufficiency. The greatest indicator, I believe, for growth in a region is the consumption of steel. And we are sure that, there was an estimate that it was bound to grow by 8.4% to around 63 million tons in 2011. Copper in the MENA region is consumed at around 600,000 tons per annum. We expect this consumption to go to around 6 million tons by 2020. RMI in the UAE is one of the entities who have tried to spread its wings out of the MENA region into a global perspective. But of course, being a part of the MENA region, we are trying to reach out into the global mining area, thereby securing, creating new spaces for creating new value for UAE, especially the RAC government. This is just a brief of the key mining resources in the MENA region. I'm very sure that all my speakers before me have spoken about the various resources and the various potential that the MENA region holds, and right from Saudi Arabia, which has one of the greatest potentials for minerals and metals in the region. There are abundant resources available in other parts which are underexplored, and we are very sure that in the future we'll find huge resources in the MENA region. Now, why would mining investments be attractive for both regional and global investors? If you look at the current global scenario with the slowdown that has come in, we hear that there's a lot of cash liquidity on the sidelines, and these cash is definitely looking out for really good investments, something that can bring in a lot of value to their investors. And we feel that for both local as well as for global investors, this is an ideal opportunity to identify potential investment options in mineral and metal sectors, both in underexplored locations, locally and in underexplored locations worldwide. MENA region is definitely blessed with an immense advantage of sovereign wealth and financial liquidity. As Patrick was mentioning before, quality and economically viable resources in the mining space are shrinking, creating a very inflationary exploitation cost in the future. We have heard a lot about the emerging economies. Emerging economies may be the BRICS, definitely the MENA region. As and when we go from this global economic slowdown and we pass this phase and we go into a growth scenario, the requirements, the requirements for raw materials will grow exponentially, and we are very sure that this would drive a shortage of raw material in the metals and minerals industry too. Investments in minerals and metal resources is a security against price volatility and resource availability. And last not but the least, finding investments ensures a prosperous and sustainable economic growth. Now, saying this, I would like to also say that as RMMI, we have sown the sapling, and I'm very sure that if anybody is interested in watering the plant along with us, we are very open to sharing the resources with them. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.